That'll do. That will do, Blues. That is all we needed. Get the 3 points. Get the 3 points and nothing else matters. And that is what we did. Good afternoon. City have just beat Brentford 1-0 in a war of attrition. A weird game of football, that. I don't know what to make of it. I'm still trying to get my head around it and how I feel about it. We played well. We didn't do some things well, but we did deserve the 3 points, but we made it difficult for us. We had moments of composure, moments of confusion. But then we saw the game out really nicely. We could have won 3-4-0 in the end, but they could have scored early on. It was a weird game of football, that. I don't think it was a bad game of football. I think we definitely deserved it. I'm happy with the overall performance. But my main takeaway from that game is, oh my God, I am tired. I am tired. Like, this is going to be what we're going to have to witness through the title race. It's going to be difficult. It's definitely felt a little bit flat. There are plenty of positives. There are. But there are also reasons for people to feel a little bit confused and a little bit apprehensive. I'm not going to deny that. Because you want to see City at some point start to blow away sides. And we haven't seen that yet. We need to see City looking like they can just sort of walk the odd game. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe we do just sort of grind through, get the 3 points, get through, win the games. And that's all that matters. Because ultimately, that is all that matters. I mean, I'll bring the table up right now. The only thing that matters is this big table here. We are 1 point behind Liverpool. The titles is very much in our hands still. It is, absolutely. Liverpool, Arsenal to come. If we beat them, we're not games, we win the league. It's really as simple as that. We're ahead of Arsenal. Arsenal having a cracking season. Liverpool having a perfect season. But we're only 1 point behind them. And City have been a team that's apparently been underwhelming for large parts of it. You've got to consider that. We might not get any better than this, but we could do. There's a level for City to go up. I reckon if we find a little bit of cohesiveness. And I was saying during the watch on, which I enjoyed. Thank you for everyone who joined me. Massively appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. But I was saying during that, I do think you never know how it goes. Like, there are 13 games left of the season. It's an awful lot of football. It's a vast amount of football. It's nearly a third of the season left, you know? And so much can change. One player could randomly score 7 goals in 10 games. You know, someone could have a Gundogan style end of the season. Someone could get injured for Arsenal or Liverpool. It could cost them. They could lose 3 games in a row randomly for whatever reason. It's just pretty unpredictable. You just never know. Momentum shifts and changes. So the point I'm making here, as Guardiola says, the only thing that matters is come April, come March, is to be there. You got to just be there. You got to be present. You've got to be around the top of the table. And that is exactly where Manchester City are. It's in our own hands still, and nothing else matters on that front. 1 point behind, a Liverpool side absolutely flying right now. Of course, slightly better goal difference from them, but not much, you know, at all. There's only a few goals in it that can change in the blink of an eye, and I will take that. The game itself, City did deserve to win it. They did. When I think about the moments that they had that Onyeka chance early on. And then they had a header as well. That was sort of it, really. It felt worse than that. It felt like they maybe had a few more chances. But they didn't. You know, we were pretty much in control for most of the game. They had the odd spell here and there. It was weird because, like, I'll sort of go through the flow of the game here. As you can see, the attack momentum, which shows, you know, territorial possession and all that kind of stuff. City, of course, top, Brentford at the bottom. They had that chance early on. Then City sort of controlled it for a bit. There was a 10-minute spell around halfway point of the first half where Brentford were sort of kind of going toe-to-toe with us. They had a couple of decent moments, including the header. Then towards the end of the first half, we were excellent. Like from 20-odd minutes onwards, we really dominated the game. We should have scored at that point. Bernardo Silva, of course, heading wide. One of the biggest chances from Kyle Walker. Header across the goal after a beautiful Rodri pass. We should have scored that. Oscar Bob did delightfully. Wonderful drop of the shoulder to go past a flailing defender. Put it into past the keeper with his right foot. That's normally a goal. If you've got it past the keeper and it's on target, it's normally a goal. But Ben Mee performing heroics on the line for Brentford. Lovely stuff. I thought of an Alvarez half chance. Defenders stinging Flecken's hands. We should have scored. I think we had something like an XG in that first half of 1.67. So we had plenty of chances. In that first half, we had 17 shots on goal. This is just the first half stats here. So it very much was our half. But it came in only 0-0. It was frustrating. The second half, I was thinking, what's going to change? And not much did, really. The story of the second half is that City didn't create anywhere near as many chances until the last few minutes of the game. And if I'm being honest, I remember checking at one point the stats in the second half. For the first 20 minutes, we didn't create anything. We had a couple of pot shots on goal. But that was it, really. We were sort of going through the motions of things weren't really clicking into action until we got a little bit lucky. Not lucky. We deserved it on the balance of the game. But there was a slip from a Brentford defender. Erling Haaland scored a beautiful goal. Erling, absolutely lovely stuff, man. Like, Erling's a monster, and I'm glad he won us the game, He absolutely deserved it. I thought he did his job pretty well today, actually. It was a beautiful finish. Well, he couldn't miss that, given everything that's going through his head. But great stuff. Burst past the defender, who was obviously flailing on the floor. And a lovely finish against the man who turned into prime Lev Yashin in goal in Flecken. It was a great finish from Erling Haaland. And after that, the bit I was sort of really impressive, the biggest positive for me after that goal from Erling Haaland was how we managed being 1-0 up. Guardiola, of course, brought Doku on, he brought Kovacic on eventually. But even before Kovacic got on, City were by far the better side in terms of controlling the ball. We looked like at that point we could have scored another 2 or 3 goals. Phil Foden in particular, gliding through the middle, went around the keeper. He should have scored. Erling Haaland on the counter couldn't quite get his feet right. We should have scored. We had a goal disallowed by half a yard. He was offside, but he's only just offside. Another Kyle Walker overlapping header back or cross back, and Haaland tapped it in. Overall, we were the better side, absolutely. We did deserve it. But it was a weird game of football. It was a weird game of football, and I can't deny the feeling of it being a little bit fraught with tension. I can see why some people would be unsatisfied by that, because you want to see City dominate and blow teams away. It's hard not to feel that way. It's hard not to feel that way when you watch Arsenal, Liverpool blow teams away. It's hard not to get a bit anxious. I would implore people not only to judge people at this stage of the season, judge the results. Don't look at everyone else too much. Where we are is the only thing that matters. It took us a while to get going, and it won't be comfortable, I don't think, if we play like that every single week. But I was happy in the end, just about. It's weird, isn't it? It's very hard to judge that. The team itself, by the way, the lineup, of course, you'll see the players here. Like, the interesting one for me was Akanji playing left back. He was excellent, by the way, Akanji. Rodri and Bernardo anchored the midfield, so to speak. Alvarez once again got a start. No Kevin De Bruyne today, which is interesting. I'm curious to see why. Guardiola didn't bring him on. He must have been tempted, but he didn't. No, with 20 minutes left and no De Bruyne. No sign of De Bruyne. Didn't even warm up from what I can tell. Sorry, I'm a little bit bunged up, by the way. And to me, that implies that KDB, Guardiola really wanted to rest him today. He really, really wanted to rest him. Fitness, I don't know. But either way, he got the rest that he probably needed and we won. Anyway, it was a surprise to the lineup. Alvarez, the only thing about Alvarez today, he was better than he was against Chelsea. I still understand and probably agree with the argument about him not being a 10. But he is better than he was against Chelsea, because the difference is Alvarez was alongside Haaland for most of the game, whereas against Chelsea he was where Bernardo Silva was. He was sort of really deep. I don't like him there. He was there because KDB was where Alvarez was in this game. But if he's as a 10, he's a little bit better there. But he's not as smart. He's not as cute in the half spaces. And I agree that he gets in Phil Foden's way to an extent. Phil wasn't playing as a right wing today, by the way. Phil wasn't there at all. As you can see, Phil had a sort of a free road to go everywhere. I'm sorry, I'm a bit bugged up. I'll stop saying that now. He had a free roam to go anywhere, and he was really nice. Really nice performance. He should have scored a couple of key passes. Could have created a chance or two. Like Haaland, he should have got that assist actually from Haaland towards the end when he went through and goal. And he picked him out, but Haaland's touch let him down. But Phil was good. But the problem is Alvarez there. They're getting the same spaces, and Alvarez is not that great in the really tight corridors you get as a Manchester City player. Bernardo and Phil, people like that, they've got much better feet. Oscar Bob too. So I would much prefer to see Phil there central and Oscar on the right for me personally in that instance. But it is what it is. It just about got away with it today. Rodri imperious as always. Rodri always is, Look at his stats there. 105 passes played today, 89% completion. Some of those passes over the top, by the way, ridiculous. 5 key passes. The diagonals, just absolutely wonderful stuff. It's so good. So good. Impeccable stuff from Rodri as always. I thought Kanji was excellent, by the way. Easily our best defender today. Brilliant stuff from Kanji. Just on the ball an awful lot. Really good. Really good use of the ball. Yeah, 98% accuracy, 106 out of 108, one key pass. Obviously, I do think every now and then we do miss the creativity of Cancelo or Zinchenko at left back. We absolutely do. But you can't deny he was good today at Kanji. Oscar Bob had a really nice little cameo. He was unlucky not to score, and I liked him there. I've always sad that he went off because I thought I would have kept him on and switched things around a little bit. I would have took Alvarez off personally, but Alvarez, to be fair, in the end, got the pass through to Haaland. He got the assist, didn't he? He got the assist, so fair play to Alvarez. He was better today. But overall, it was a good performance. Was it a great performance? Absolutely not. Was it a good one? Was it good enough? Yes, just about. Do we need to be more clinical? Yes. I mean, when you look at our XG today, once again, 2.46 to their 0.34. Overall, 25 shots to their 6, especially towards the end when we're going through and goal. You've got to kill the game off. You've got to kill the game off, you know. We're a better side than Brentford, and we played pretty well today, but that is not a good return from that amount of shots created. You know, 70% possession, of course, as well. I really liked Kovacic's little cameo today as well, by the way. I thought Kovacic was really nice when he came on. I like him. I don't get but people don't rate him. I think he's a really good football, Kovacic. And I thought Doku had a nice little cameo, by the way, as well. But Doku looked really composed on the ball, didn't try anything crazy, kept it simple, was really smart, drifted around the pitch a little bit. It was a smart, composed cameo from Jeremy Doku. And everyone says he was giving the ball away too much last time. He played an intelligent 20-odd minutes there, Doku, so you got to give him credit where it's due. Not a long match reaction because I can feel myself getting bunged up and I feel like I've got a cold coming down or something like that. But ultimately, I'll break the game down a little bit more tomorrow. But I'm happy with that. It was tough, and it wasn't always pretty. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm feeling we got what we needed today. Just keep there, keep on being close, and fingers crossed we can get the victory that we need at Anfield or against Arsenal. If we can win this league again. We will see. Guys, 3 points is all that matters. Up the Blues. Come on. Good night.